I think he is incompetently filing something because he doesn't believe that this is real. Like he doesn't believe that this is reality, and he's now playing in the arena of the most real thing ever, which is the judicial system. He's like, no, it's just the internet, bro. Like this is just to get you to stop talking. It's like, no, this is not. This is a restraining order that you don't deserve. But yeah, so I've been MIA because I had a lot of time with the family. We did a bunch of, the 4th of July stuff, parade, fireworks. I think we are going to do more after I'm done on here, but I wanted to come and talk about this HRO thing, which is just, it's marvelous. Isn't it? I can't, the most annoying part is that it is serious. So, it's complete bullshit, but it's a sort of Damocles hanging over your head. Because if you do anything wrong, they can call the cops and you can get arrested. And it's like an automatic 36-hour arrest or something stupid if you get tagged for it.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, he's gonna have a nice awakening, I guess. He'll learn the legal system pretty quickly, I think, on the 15th, because his idea of taking out a restraining order is ridiculous in so many ways. One of the big ones is that he did it the day after his hearing, right? And a lot of people said it's kind of retaliatory, or it kind of seems retaliatory. And one of the things I want to point out is that he was talking prior to his hearing about how he had an epiphany, and he had been at work writing something. Hi. She's muted. She has no idea.
I'm not.
But
okay. Hi.
How's it going?
Good. Sorry, I was listening and I was like, okay.
Yeah. So he, it's one thing that he filed this, but he had his epiphany, and he says specifically, leading up to his hearing, that he was writing something and that the internet wasn't going to like it. He had worked on something, and everybody assumed it was his defendant letter. But I think we know now what his epiphany was and what he was working on. He was working on writing an HRO that he filed the next day. And his epiphany was he was going to put everything to bed and walk away. And so it seems like his idea was to utilize an HRO to instigate a mutual silence. But that's retaliatory. It's planned out, and it's absolutely a way to get back at the husband of his victim. And the judge is going to learn about that. That's the funny thing about these HROs, is that they get granted pretty broadly because they don't want to, they don't want someone to get stabbed.
Sure.
Right, or something like that. So they grant them that way. It's like, well, there was an HRO, so we knew something was going on. They grant them a lot, but once you have to defend them, you have to bring in evidence of all this stuff. And so he's going to have to go before a court and talk about how I've done all the things that I've done, and how that it could possibly amount to stalking. And if he gets to, or not stalking, but harassment. And if he gets to the level of harassment, then we get to answer. And we may not even get to answer, on the HRO itself. But I think he's about to find out about Rule 9. Rule 9 is a rule of general practice in Minnesota against frivolous litigation. And typically, Rule 9 requires that you have a grace period where you allow someone to withdraw the offending document within 21 days. But the judge doesn't have to give that grace period if there's any, good cause not to do that. And the good cause on this is you can't wait 21 days to withdraw a frivolous HRO.
He mentions in the HRO a continual harassment by way of text or phone calls. And I'm thinking, well, that should be easy enough to prove that is untrue, right?
Yeah, it's
and
really,
the Google thing.
He said he's broadcast proudly the last message exchange between us, right? The one where I said, the world will be a better place if you kill yourself. You should strongly consider it, or whatever, which some people think I shouldn't have said that, but everybody's entitled to their opinion. But he's shown the text. It's a real text. I have no reason to deny it. And his response was, okay, addict. And he blocked me, according to him. And my Signal app says he's not on Signal, which he had deleted. He deleted Signal sometime in sometime shortly after that in April. I think April 13th, April 12th or 13th, he deleted Signal. And then as far as text messages go, I haven't sent him any text messages, since that day. So I don't reach out and talk to him. I've never attempted to reach out and talk to him. I have nothing to say to him. Josie in the chat has a good point, and I apologize. This is not an intentional miss. I did forget. I did super chat Aaron.
Yes.
I did super chat him back in September. I think it was September 27th, if I remember right. I might have been the 26th. I can check because I have my message exchange with April exactly when I did it because it was funny. And the super chat was, you looked into her eyes and smiled as you ate it, like that. So if he wants to go to court and say he's sending me threatening, harassing messages, his last thing is a super chat, which I was mostly talking to his audience, but I'm happy to explain that super chat to the judge. I have no problem doing it.
Moody says he thinks it was November.
Wait, hold on.
Jackie's like, I got it.
I do have it. So hold on. Oh wait, I pressed the wrong button hold on. Here we go. Let's see. It was in our year in review show. We have it right here. It was November 11th of 2024 and says Nick Band from Steel's Toe
That's
Chat
right.
added this.
Because Patrick said that's my birthday, and he was like, what a great birthday gift.
And I can't figure out where he is mentally anymore because filing this against me without a lawyer was a really, really bad plan.
It doesn't look good considering that this whole time when it comes to Kayla's case, he has been blaming it all on you.
Yes.
So it's like you two are in tandem when it comes to his case. So it does look like a retaliatory type of, shall I say, lawfare?
Yeah, it's interesting. So the amazing thing about him is, and I want to go back to what you had on screen a minute ago.
Okay.
As part of this, he's a fucking overhead projector from like grade school, right? Like everything just goes upside down and backwards up onto the wall. And if you pull up that thing, first I'm glad you mentioned lawfare because it reminded me. Like he mentions lawfare and then engages in it like the next day.
Yes.
And then in paragraph 9, I think it was, we're looking at, I cannot live a normal life, do my daily work. To his credit, I believe he's just using that as the legal term of art because that's the legal standard for harassment. But notice, invent some new threat or make up some new charge. The person inventing threats and charges has been him. The entire, like, he's the one who's done it. He keeps saying, like, he brings up the cocaine possession, child endangerment. Those are real charges. But he talks about me giving my daughter cocaine, or he talks about me, doing this Google stuff. He talks about all of these things. He's invented all of these charges. And it's wild because he even when he's writing something down, he just cannot not project.
Especially Rich, coming from someone who, when invited to different places, challenges people to a boxing match instead. He has physically challenged half a dozen people or more.
Me specifically, when he challenged the 5 people to a fight at once, his main condition was that I had to be one of the 5.
Yes.
Like, so that's the first thing. The other thing he said multiple times is that, fighting me would be ridiculous because he'd literally kill me so easily. And he doesn't want to do that. Like, he doesn't want to kill anybody. I'm just thinking, you're the weirdest person. Why would you say any of this stuff? But
even like the first sentence, even though like it's to hold the, I guess, was it the legal term of harassment, saying that he can't live his normal life day to day or whatever, or do his daily work. It's just like, do we not have 7 hours a day of
I was just about to say,
doing your daily work?
How can you not do your daily work? You've done it every day. Like, you don't miss any days.
To be
No.
fair, that was the way he was making his money at his daily work, was talking mad shit about you and your family. So
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. But not only that, but
Burned it out.
he kept continued talking about how he goes and golfs all the time, how he's doing all these extracurricular things outside of his home. So anybody with
And how
could
it's just
actually look and see what he's been talking about and what he says, and even he'll put up pictures on X of him at the golf course too, just to give an extra evidence of him not being home.
Yep, and
It's all
and
bullshit.
it's always coming up aces for him too. Like he
Mhm.
says, he gets done with the show, he turns it off, and his life is better than ever. His life is perfection. In fact, why would he want to ruin anything at all? And it's like, wait, you can't function in your daily life, but it's the best it's ever been. Ever.
Mhm.
Okay, sure. This one's fun.
yeah, tell me about this. Can you?
I wish I knew. I'm like, wow. Let's see. So, respondent used the victim's personal information without consent to invite, encourage, or solicit a third party to engage in a sexual act with the victim as follows. And then he just puts a date range down.
Mhm.
And it's like, well, I don't, and it's only till November of 2024, which this is only after the relationship. So this doesn't make any sense at all.
It's also the day before you sent in that chat. It's 11:10. I don't know.
The respondent continues to make threats publicly, which I've never threatened him at all. I've said that there may be a lawsuit coming, and there may be, but that's not a threat.
Right.
You're privileged to use legal action unless you're openly using it in a harassing manner. And I'm very, very serious, and I have quite a few valid claims, all of which, I have to consult with my attorney and consult with my family and like how I want to deal with that. But I've never threatened him in any way. This is wild. If I hadn't reset my Google passwords, he would still have unauthorized access to my online activity. Well, having unauthorized access and using unauthorized access are two different things. He had logged into my computer. That's true. He logged in, but it just was sitting there. It's not like you open up your Chrome browser and it's got your multiple things, right? Like
Right.
your multiple accounts. So I did the sensible thing and I clicked on mine. That's how I use Chrome. And so it's like he would still have unauthorized access to his online activity. I didn't need access to his online activity to know about his proclivities. I was very close friends with his wife. Like we've talked about all sorts of things about him. And lots of them are very funny. He's read my emails and then harassed the recipients of those emails. No. It was not hard to figure out. Alyssa was sending a whole bunch of information to Aaron. That was plainly apparent. Alyssa hates me.
Mhm.
I'll reserve my comments about her for the sake of y'all's show. They don't belong here. But Alyssa has hated me for a very long time. And that being said, I didn't harass her at all. I did send her a message that basically said, "Wow, sending out all this stuff is really gay."
So look, let's say he doesn't show up for this hearing at all. Then what?
Likely the judge will just throw it out.
Yeah.
The judge will just dismiss, like, you don't show up for your
Sure.
HRO hearing. You can't lay a fact. So once an HRO is challenged, I won't go into long legal explanation, but once an HRO is challenged, it now becomes a question of, are there facts? Is there a factual basis that's sufficient? Well, you don't have facts on the record the moment they're challenged by the other party. So, now it's adversarial and those facts are not admitted. Now the judge has to determine what the factual basis is based on the two parties giving their sides of the story. So if you don't have one to give their factual basis, then there isn't one. And the burden is on the petitioner to make the claim, sufficient claim to have the HRO issued. So if he doesn't show up, the judge can't accept it. The judge would have to cancel out the HRO and just dismiss it. And then what will happen is we'll file our motion for frivolous litigation, especially citing that he didn't show up. because again, I have to pay to defend this. And he knows it's frivolous. He had, like any reasonable person who looks at this situation goes, there's no way. Unless he had alleged some private message and put in some like private texts or something where I was like bothering him or sending him messages or something like that, or calling him like 4 times a day or something like that. Right. That could be like if I called him every day during his show, made his phone buzz to distract him. That could get there. Right. But none of those facts exist. So yeah, it's just, there's just nothing for this. And anyone with a reasonable look at it goes, yeah, there's no way. So the frivolity should be obvious. He's been much better lately about not mentioning anything. However, I want to say he violated within 3 minutes of his first show back.
Yeah.
He specifically he said, I can't talk about this stuff, but meme copium can. And it's like, you can't do that. Like, I don't know why this isn't getting through from the court, but he can't do that. He can't direct people to where someone else might be saying derogatory statements about Kayla. And he did that within 3 minutes. And so, I'm sorry. I believe he needs to be held to his release conditions. And so, I haven't made that report just yet because I didn't want to report just one thing, but the frivolity of this, the statements that he makes inside the document as well, like they indicate how much this is about Kayla and not about me.
Yeah. It's the whole even timing of the filing of this HRO is insane. You had all this time between April 11th and June 16th. And you picked the day after shit didn't go the way that you wanted to in your own case to file.
Yeah.
If you were that worried and concerned for your health and safety and that of your minor children, why would you let it go on until that point? It's just ridiculous. It's like, if that was a true concern of yours, that would have happened way back last April or May or whenever.
He's got another big problem. So his suggestion, I guess his answer to that would probably be something like, well, until he showed up at the courthouse, blah, 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 blah. But again, he couldn't have possibly seen me at the courthouse. He did not turn around and look at the gallery while I was in the courtroom. And he wasn't able to see us because like I said, we were in a conference room. Kayla and I were alone. And so he can't suggest that I was like participating in any of this behavior or filming him or doing anything, because I wasn't. And there's zero evidence of it. If there were, it would have to, there just couldn't be. It didn't happen. So there's no pictures, there's no video of anything. I think I might show up on Melton's video for about 1 second as Kayla and I got out of the elevator, and then we, shuffled off into the room. So not quite sure where he thinks this is going, but this is someone who has talked about breathlessly all of my hearings, has supported people collecting my body cam footage. Specifically, he's talked about how it was proper for people to go and try and film us in public, and which it is fine to try and film us in public, and it's just as fine for us to try and avoid that. But he said all of these things. Everything that's in his HRO is a reflection of things that he's done or supported, and it's marvelous to see when you're doing a case study of him and you go, I've never met someone who can so thoroughly distort their reality to be the opposite of what it is. If respondent deletes these tweets, I have them archived. Cool.
Do you think he's asking about that time when you were talking about the paid stubs? Because you were talking, it was about April and whether or not she got paid, or like the last time she got paid or something. You think he's talking about that?
He could be. I don't know. Sorry, a terminated employee divulged financial information. That happens all the time.
That was the only thing I could think of when I read that.
Yeah.
But
yeah. And there's nothing private particularly about that financial information, except for things like account numbers and stuff like that.
Right.
So the respondent is using X and YouTube to encourage harassment, make veiled threats that I should be dead. Well, I mean, I said everybody missed like I should be dead. I said that because they're like, oh, you want Andy Worski to be dead. I said Coach Red Pill is dead. Andy Worski should be. I tried. It wasn't like morally Andy Worski should be dead. It's like we all did a bunch of drugs. we should all died. Like we did a bunch of stupid stuff. Andy Worski was lighting his nipples on fire. He was doing so much cocaine. Like it was wild. Come on. but yeah, so like saying someone should be dead, it first of all isn't harassment. So that's kind of interesting. For talking to police about his cocaine arrest in May of 24. I don't recall doing that for that purpose at all. Do you believe the harassment will continue? Yes. He seems unhinged in regards to me and obsessed with inflicting whatever kind of punishment he feels I deserve. I do believe he could get physical at some point. I mean, what is this? It's so wild. Again, I haven't even seen this person in over a year until and the only place I've seen him is in a court gallery.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is crazy town.
The part about you getting physical, it's just like, aren't you the one who said that if I'm gonna box with 5 people, this guy Nick needs to be there or else I'm not doing it.
And I'll kill him.
Yes.
I will kill him in the ring. He might get physical at some point. Oh boy. One he said I organized people to make a police report, which I didn't do. I didn't even encourage it on Melton's show. If I recall my own words correctly, I simply said if people are doing this, the court made it clear that they are hearing them, and they also made it clear that clips with time-stamped links to the original show is the most valuable because they can't go through 4 hours of content. Like that isn't encouraging any. I don't give a shit if people report. Like I am the one who reports or whatever. I'm the one who's responsible for protecting my spouse. So I'm the one who monitors it and looks for it. And if other people do it, fine, I guess. But I'm not asking anybody to, and I never have. So it's just crazy that he's said stuff like that because he's literally done this to me. He's literally encouraged people to report me for all of these crimes. He's encouraged people to try and get me to violate my probation conditions. He's encouraged. I believe he encouraged people to spike my drink and stuff in Vegas. It's utterly nuts that this person is trying to pull this off.
This HRO to me, when I first heard about it happening, felt to me as if it was an attempt to separate your support for your wife, who happens to be the victim in, the revenge porn case. It felt very, and I hope that, hopefully the judge will also sort of see it similarly, but it just felt like trying to drive a wedge and separate you from that amount of support. That's fucked up.
Mm-hmm. This one, I think it's ignorance. Honestly, I think maybe he thinks that if there's a restraining order, I can't show up to court. Right. But he's wrong.
Yeah,
right.
Even if there is a restraining order, how they handle that is you have access to the courtroom. So what they would do is get a bailiff and bring that in there. And they'd say, you do anything and you're gone. You're arrested, etc.
Do you not think that you'd be able to show up to a court hearing to defend yourself from this HRO?
No, I think he was more thinking me show up in the gallery for his sentencing hearing.
Yeah.
Which, again, a court, the idea of a court issuing an order restricting someone from accessing the courthouse is so rare. It's so rare. You have to do a lot because they'll give you it's a fundamental right. Like
Right.
it would have to, and there are less restrictive means than banning you from the courthouse. Like I said, they can have a bailiff watch you. They can have you, they can have you maybe in a separate room or something, but they can't stop you from showing up. It's a public building. But yeah, I guess there's not really much more in here. I found all of it's just very telling about where his mind is, and I do believe it's openly retaliatory, and I think it fits right in with his epiphany. I think this is what he was writing while he was up at his cabin in the woods before his hearing, and that to me is unfathomably idiotic.
Yeah.